Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. Today, we are playing Hope Lies by Kris Takahashi from the 3D NPCs bundle. If you've been watching some of my previous videos, you'll have noticed that several interesting NPCs have made unscheduled guest appearances. So I thought it was time to cover one in earnest, and who better than Miss Hope Lies, who is, in my opinion, one of the best companion mods for New Vegas, or really any game. So yeah, let's say hi.
Howdy, stranger. Take a seat by the campfire. It's a long way from here to town.
I don't believe we've met.
My name's Hope. Hope Lies.
And I'm not going back to that
Funny
town.
name, I know. German, I think. The lion part, not the hope.
Well, does it?
Does what?
Does hope lie?
I don't know. You've been traveling these wastes. Why don't you tell me?
It definitely does. And by the way, don't go to that demonic, evil little town. One of the bonuses, bringing Hope along, one thing made me want to grab her is she is a woman of deep faith. Jesus loves her very much, and maybe some of that will rub off on us and keep us safe from the demonic, evil powers of Good Springs. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch my previous video.
Al? Don't pay him no mind.
Chest breach.
He ain't much for talking. But if you make trouble, he'll put two in your skull.
Why two? Well, someone already tried that. It didn't go so well for him. So, yeah, I'd like to see him try.
You wouldn't see much of anything either way. If he don't get you, the man upstairs will. In any case, this is his camp, and that lovely piece of tin over there is his trailer. Me, I'm just passing through.
What are you doing so far from town? You're smart. Stay away from Good Springs.
I'm looking for something. Maybe you know it? It's a plant. An orchid, I think. They say it grows out where the dust is thick, but you know how that is. Places like that, you can't take more than 2 steps before the radiation soups your insides.
What's so important about this plant?
Well, girl's gotta have her secrets. But I tell you what, you help me find it and I'll spill it all. Beans, pork, you name it. Till then, let's just say it's worth your weight in caps to find it.
You can follow me if I'll help you look for it if you watch my back.
Wouldn't hurt to have another set of eyes. All right, you got yourself a deal. I get why Ghost is frustrated. Once I met a guy mad for bobbleheads. Would have traded 1,000 caps for just one. I thought he was crazy. But damn if I ain't on the same wild goose chase.
Oh, yeah. She's going to... she retroactively comments on all the vanilla quests you've done, and since I've basically completed everything on this save, she's going to just randomly start giving her thoughts on all my choices in game, which that's great. I don't even remember what I did half the time on this ancient save using old mods. I've gone over that before. Okay, well, we are getting as far away from this town. Hope, I hope you brought your cross and your Bible, because you're gonna need it. There are evil, demonic, satanic forces at work in that little shithole town, and we are getting the fuck away from it. All right, let's head. You know what? Let's head to the outpost. I need a drink. Hope. Oh, the magnetic evil of Good Springs is trying to lure her back. Hope, get back here. Where are you? Oh my God, Good Springs has her in its thrall. Well, crap. That was maybe if we wait for her at the bar, she'll show up. She back. Oh, there you are. You've managed to resist the evil powers of Good Springs. That's some powerful faith you got there, Hope. Shut up! I'm trying to talk. Okay. Let's just sit over here. Let's hang out over here. Hope.
Where to next, partner?
I don't know. So what's so special about this orchid?
Well, I guess I can trust you. It's not the plants so much as what's in them. Doc says they feed on rads like bees to honey. You get sick and a plant like that'll flush it right out of your system. And that's what I need it for. A friend of mine, his wife, she's dying.
Radaway won't do the job?
They tried that already. Even got her in one of those suits in case the air was bad. Doc said the plant's the only thing that'll save her.
A friend's wife? How well do you know this person?
I know him, and that's all that matters. The rest, well, it's complicated.
So why, I mean, this is a stupid question, but why is the plant so rare?
People don't got any sense is why. When they found out what it could do, everyone and their sister plucked it out of the ground. You ask people now, they say it's gone forever. Can't find what ain't there. But Pa always told me, can't never could. So long as you have faith, God will show you the way.
Can't never could. I love her all her little. By the way, she is one of the best voice acted followers. Like, there's a lot of, you know, very well done voice acted followers and whatnot, but this is one of like the tiny handful across all of the Bethesda games that actually is like professional quality, in my opinion. The actress's name is Jessica Osbourne. If she has socials out there, go give her some props. She did a fantastic job, and I hope she's doing this for a living somewhere, because she should. She is very talented. I imagine a cure for heavy radiation sickness would net a lot of caps.
Yeah, there's a profit in it. Enough to make people kill for it. So this ain't exactly gonna be a picnic. In fact, if word gets out, I'd say it'd be more like a tornado in a trailer park. So we best put on our bibs if we want to eat.
Alright, let's go find this plant.
Thanks for helping. I ain't good at this sort of thing, but I just want to say I owe you one.
Mark my words. Won't be long before the Legion and NCR...
So we've been hanging out for a minute at the outpost. Hope's been asking around. Lots of traders and people all over. So you got a...
You hear what the chatty...
Got a lead on that orchid? Heard anything from all these passing traders and whatnot?
Yeah, good timing. I was talking to that bartender just now and got something good.
What's going on with your...
Some fella came by here the other day talking about this old cave, dark as death. But if you keep walking, you'll find this one spot where the light comes through like a kiss from heaven. And beneath it is a field of plants whiter than angel wings.
You're... What is going on with her face? I've never seen that. Did you get a lead on where this cave might be?
Not on the cave, but I did get a beat on the fella who seen it. A guy by the name of Gomez who hangs out at the Bighorn in Boulder City. I say we go pay him a visit.
Sounds good.
Remember.
Hello. Evening.
Alrighty, where is the Bighorn? Yeah, this is where we met Vincent. Yeah, we met Vincent. You probably wouldn't have liked him. He was kind of a... Well, he was a little bit like me. Oh, well, I hate to break it to you. I have a little bit of a chem problem, but your perk, Blithe Spirit, while Hope is a companion, your chances of chem addiction is decreased 50% and your health recovery increases by 10. So thanks. You're going to help keep me on the straight and narrow, Hope. You're going to, give me your little country wisdom and Bible verses. You'll keep me on the straight and narrow. I know that. Yeah, but Vincent, he didn't last too long.
Glad you sent Jason's flock on their way. The Lord's with him in spirit. I know this because he sent them you.
Oh, good. I'm glad I kind of thought I had blown the ghouls at Repcon up on this save. Yeah, Vincent, he didn't have the makings of a varsity wastelander, unfortunately. He wasn't cut out for the divide. All right. Whoa. Oh, wait, what the?
Something I can help you with, señorita?
Yeah, your name,
Why is there a...
Depend who's asking.
Well, we ain't here to cause trouble. A friend of mine told me you might know about this plant.
You must have me mistaken for a gardener. I know nothing of the sort. Besides, if it's a plant you want, you are in the wrong place.
A lot more junk
at the
around
wrong
here.
time.
Down south, it's almost like folks were never there.
But
Well, they say this plant's different. The way I hear it, it was born from a nuke. Like a seed planted right in the ground. They call it the Rising Angel.
Our rangers
Petals
are
as
the
white as
finest
wool.
Shut the fuck.
You don't say. In that case, maybe I do know something. As for what I say, well, again, it depends on who's asking.
If it helps, we ain't in it for profit. I just want to help a sick friend is all.
I don't give a shit what your goals are. You can't tug on my heartstrings and expect to hear a song. Now, if you got cabs, that's a different story.
I like his suit. Or I could just beat the shit out of you.
You do it that way, there is no telling where I send you. But if I give you a receipt, then you might want to do business again.
Can I buy the suit? Well, I can't wear it on this character. But, yeah, I've got the caps. I'm extremely rich,
Pleasure
so...
doing business with you. I'll show you on your gadget where you can find it. You heard wrong, though. That field of orchids, it's not growing in a cave. It's in a vault. From what I hear, that place is hairier than a Yawai's Kulo. But at least that means you'll be the only one there to see your angel bloom.
Howdy. The territories
So
are
you sure
safer
we'll
now
find
the cons
it?
have disappeared.
Can't make guarantees in this business, señorita. Especially since I hear the radiation in those bolts fucks with your head. Almost makes you wish you were a ghoul.
Well, we only need one, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Huh. You can never take just one, but that might be the wiser course of action. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must get back to my meal. I wish you good luck, but truth is, I just don't care.
Well, it's a lead. A vault, though? Huh. Didn't know the sun spent the night underground.
If we're heading somewhere dangerous, I think it's time you tell me what this is all about.
You're right. It's time I fess up. Best start from the beginning. When I left home, Pa made me promise to do right. Don't matter if I kept the good book with me. Don't matter if I remembered the words. So long as I stayed true to their spirit. And for the most part, I did. Until the day I met Cole.
A bit of a twitch going on. She's got like a... I actually had a little muscle spasm on my face earlier this year. I hope I feel your pain a little bit. I'm all better now though. Good old lion's mane cured me. Who's Cole?
A soldier I met out in the waste. When I found him, he was halfway up God's interstate, but damn if I didn't manage to reel him back. When I asked him what happened, he said he got separated from his troop, and more importantly, his wife.
Did you stay with him?
Yeah. We traveled together for months after, looking for his troop. After a while, we stopped looking and just started wandering. I'm not making excuses, but we didn't even know if we'd last the day, and, well, the better emotions, they were in short supply.
It's interesting. There's an NPC in Skyrim, interesting NPCs version for that, where you meet a woman who's sick and her husband left to find a magical cure. Like, it's kind of the other side of this story, but it's in Skyrim. It's very interesting. He kind of reused the storyline, but told it from the other perspective. It's very cool. Kris Takahashi. I was singing the praises of Jessica Osbourne before, the incredible voice actress, but Kris Takahashi, up there with between him and Some Rooster, my opinion, are just the best writers in the modding scene. I mean, Kris Takahashi's not really in the modding scene anymore because he works for Bethesda. He worked on Starfield. Basically, if you if you encountered a good line of dialogue or quest, chances are Kris wrote it. Here, sorry, I'm going to keep going. I'll probably yap on, but we got to keep this going. So you're the other woman, huh?
That I am.
Not judging.
Didn't
but...
see it that way at the time, though.
So you felt guilty?
Even when we found that radio, I was praying to God we'd hear nothing but static. When he turned it on and that voice came through the other side, my heart sunk.
Did you love him?
I don't know, but I do know I was fool enough to wish his wife ill. And truth is, when it happened, I almost looked up at the sky and thanked the Lord Almighty. Wasn't until I went to see her and looked into that poor woman's eyes that I knew I done broke a vow. Everything I do now is to make sure that man and his wife fix theirs.
I should have taken the fiend's head for myself.
Alrighty, so we are headed to good old freaking Vault 22. And yeah, here we are. Seems like I think there's some demons working their evil magic here too, Hope. You can just never quite get away from this place. There's like 3 vanilla quests take place here. Two or 3.
We're here. I've been in one of these before. There's always more going on inside than whatever I'm looking for. So do what you gotta do. I'll keep an eye out for that orchid in the meantime.
Okay, well, it's dark in here. I hope that the demons are trying to make the viewing experience, trying to ruin it for my viewers, Hope. Okay, so experiment. Okay, here it is. Yeah. Oh boy, rads. Dark. Here we go.
This floor looks promising. Let's see what we have over here. Oh my god, look! I think I can see it way in the back. Bright as an angel. That has to be our orchid. Better make sure, though. Don't want to walk headfirst into a dust storm. Do me a favor and check the terminal. I'm gonna see if we can't find a button that opens that door.
Okie doke. Project Report Alpha. The project labeled Rising Angel has yet to enter its second phase due to a number of setbacks. It appears the amount of radiation required for the orchid to grow far exceeds previous projections. Radiation levels have reached a point that personnel are not even allowed in the quarantine area without proper protection. Unfortunately, this creates a dilemma for our researchers. Use of a radiation suit reduces exposure, but makes it nearly impossible to make use of medical aids. Dr. Allen made the mistake of removing his helmet to ingest his Rad-X and did not survive the ordeal. Unlock the door to the garden area. So, well, thankfully I brought my handy-dandy winter soldier mask, so...
Hey, you got it open. Good work. Find anything else on that terminal?
I know. Pretty much. I mean, yeah. Fuck if I know. I can't read.
Oh, come on. You mean you just stared at that thing for that long, looking at the colors? Well, I was looking over your shoulder, and it looks like that's our orchid. Hurt my eyes doing it, but I imagine the radiation's gonna hurt a whole lot worse.
Are you gonna be all right in there? I
Yeah,
can do it. I mean,
maybe. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter at this point. As far as I'm concerned, this is a test of faith. When you go through rivers, they won't sweep you away. When you walk through fire, you can't be burned.
no more. What do you mean, a test of faith?
It all makes sense now. This is why the thing with Cole happened. Why his wife got ill and why I can't get over the guilt. It was also I could give my life to save hers.
Just remember to put on a rad suit. There's one right over there.
Don't need it.
Oh my god.
Whether he wants me here or somewhere else, I put my faith in the Lord. But before I go,
He
I
helps
just
those who
wanna
help
say I'm
themselves,
glad you were the one
okay?
to take me this far. When I was tired, you picked me up. When I was ready to give up, you gave me a good kick in the rear. I guess what I'm saying is, I traveled a long road to get to this point. And if I had to walk it all over again, it'd be worth it if I could walk it with you.
Here,
All right, here I go.
God, she's like one of those cancer medication is of the devil. Can't wear that, you know, one of those like Christian Science people. Okay. Find hope. Yeah, I'm not here. Just making her put this on. So as I was saying before, Kris Takahashi, the mod author, actually got hired by Bethesda. He worked on like 76, I think, and he worked on Starfield. I'll confess, we all have our flaws. I am a mild Starfield enjoyer, and I might play it on the channel at some point. Oh, well, that's not good. The Rising Angel. You find the orchid, but it's rooted in deep. It would take considerable time and effort to remove. Check on Hope. Oh, Hope is unconscious. The radiation sickness is getting worse by the second. There is a monster looming right over your shoulder. Maybe you should kill that first before you do anything. Ow. Ow. Okay. Are there any more nasty... The fuck? Oh, they're in there, aren't they? This. As I was saying, Kris Takahashi wrote, yeah, pick her up. We're gonna get you out of here, Hope. As we're doing, he did a lot of the heavy lifting in that game as far as, like, good writing. He wrote, I believe, like, the North Star quest and that really, like, the one good quest in Shattered Space, that the one with the guy with Alzheimer's, that one was, I'm trying to sing the praises of this mod author, and plot keeps happening. Yeah.
Darn it to heck, I swear this infernal jukebox never
Great
plays what I want.
coverage of the mod, buddy.
Hey there, darling. Miss me?
What just happened?
Well, from the looks of it, you passed out in some godforsaken vault. But despite you being here, I reckon it's not quite over yet.
What isn't over? God, I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop that.
Your life, your purpose, your raison d'etre. Now, as for your wild goose chase, that, I'm afraid, is over. A woman you were trying to save, I'm afraid she didn't make it. Passed away 2 hours ago. If it helps, she went in peace.
How do you know Cole's wife is dead?
Because I saw her go past the gates about 20 minutes ago. Kept my eye on that one, seeing as she meant so much to you.
What happened to the orchid? Yeah, I'm gonna keep the voice up. Screw you.
Your friend, the courier, she made a choice. Get that fool's orchid or save a friend. I like to think she chose wisely.
Where am I? What is this place?
Well, it can't be heaven because
damn it,
the
I'm
damn
sorry.
jukebox keeps eating all my coins. Son of a gun is hungry as a mole rat.
I had like 2 cups of coffee this morning. I'm not fucking right in the head. I'm sorry. This is stupid. Where's Hope?
Right where you left it, I imagine. It's just hard to see under all that mess. But it's there, darling. It always has been. Right under your nose.
What do you mean by that?
Look, it was never your fault that woman got ill. And I ain't sure she'd even want your help if you gave it. I've told you before, the past is a wagon that ain't got no wheels. You show up after all this time, and all 3 of you will be dragging it.
That woman didn't deserve the pain I gave her.
Jesus God Almighty, Hope, you've always been a stubborn one. That's why your name's always been a good fit. Of course, this may surprise you, but it wasn't your mother that picked it, although she did have a hoot saying it.
Where does the name Hope Lies come from?
Well, around the time you were born, your mother and I were having difficulties. We couldn't agree on anything, let alone a name, so for about a month you were just our crying child. And boy, could you cry. I had to get my shut-eye during the day because every night you'd let out one hell of a storm. Your mother, of course, slept right through it, so it was up to me to calm you down.
It's not obvious why I'm putting on that insulting accent. It's because we're having a hallucination or seeing through it, Hope's eyes or whatever, a vision of her father in heaven. Holy shit, that's the most obvious thing in the world. Why am I explaining this to you? I'm trying to fill dead air. I'm just talking. I'm extremely caffeinated and weird this morning, okay? This is very good. You can play this as, like, you're you or as her. You can go along with it or fight back against it. And it's very ambiguous. I love that sort of thing. This is a very short but very good quest. I'm very much a fan of it. She sounds like a real pain in the ass. I'm going to keep playing as Hope. But you did it, like any father would.
I did. Looking back on it now, those days were priceless. And I'm grateful I didn't sleep through them.
So how did you come up with the name?
Well, eventually I just gave up on trying to go to sleep. Figured you were going to wake me up anyway, so what was the point? Only that night, you were quiet as a tumbleweed. I remember holding you in my arms, the both of us, tired and hungry, not knowing whether me or my marriage would last the night. And then I looked into your eyes and thought to myself, this child right here is where all my hope lies. That's right, hon. Your name doesn't mean hope don't exist. It means hope lies within. Oh, I know it feels like the world is conspiring against you, but that's just how it keeps time. Stop to take a breath and it'll leave you behind. Try to get ahead and you'll find it stuck in its ways. You gotta put hope in today, darling. Not for some man from long ago or for some future that'll never be. That's the kind of love you hold on to. That's the kind of hope that can never tell a lie. Now you go on and get back to adventuring. I gotta see the owner about this gosh darn jukebox. I may be a man of God, but even I have my limits.
Okay, Oh my god, we're not in. Oh god. Hope. That wasn't a vision of heaven, I think.
Where are we?
Hell. We're not safe. We're in a demon-infested little shithole called Good Springs, I think. A doctor's office. How else was I going to save your life? Not in...
Well, I certainly
bringing you
feel
to
sick. Not sure if it's from
Satan's
the
resort town.
But I appreciate what you did all the same. If it weren't for you, I'd probably be up there with Paul and the angels.
It's too bad about the orchid.
Yeah, I guess there was no saving it and me. I was supposed to be the one to save her, and I just got in the way. And if I haven't found it by now, well, Cole's wife ain't got much of a chance.
If what you say about the illness is true, then she probably never did.
I hate to say it, but you're actually right. She wasn't long for this earth, and there ain't much hope in thinking she was. Besides, don't make sense to try to save a dying flower and toss all your seeds. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I ain't doing nothing if it means putting you in harm's way.
Do you remember what happened in the vault?
Not really. Just a feeling. Like everything got warm and then there was a light. Thought for a second it was the sun over them pearly gates. Turns out it was just a regular old bulb. 'Cause if this is heaven, Pa has got some explaining to do.
It's not, it's the other place. We did something wrong. What are you gonna be alright?
It's strange, but I think I am. When I woke up, part of me knew she was gone. And to be honest, I don't know how I should feel about that. All this time I thought if I just kept hoping she'd be alright in the end. Maybe in some strange way, she is.
You seem comfortable with that.
You think so? Well, point is, she's at peace. And so am I.
By the way, I think I finally found an answer to whether hope lies.
Oh yeah? What's that?
It lies, alright. It's a pathological, vindictive liar. I believe hope lies in you.
Maybe it does. Lately I've been thinking there's more to my name than hopes and lies. But I guess you'll have to keep me around a little longer to find out.
I think I will. So, that was Hope Lies. I'm still wearing my fucking Ulysses Winter Soldier COVID mask. Yeah. So, this is a great little quest mod. I wanted to just record something just on a whim, and I thought, well, Hope is just down the road, and we've been seeing interesting NPCs for the last couple episodes, and figure let's just show one off, and who better? I think I said that at the very beginning of this, but yeah. So
might find some work over at the saloon. Most people, though, are just hard at work drinking.
Yeah, let's do that. I could use a drink. So, Hope.
Where to next, partner?
I want to know more about you.
You writing a book, darling? Well, if you are, I guess it's smart to peek under the cover. What do you want to know?
What's your favorite song?
Well, most songs I know are church ones. Amazing Grace, for instance. But if you're talking about the radio, I've always had a soft spot for Marty Robbins. I like that he always got a story to tell.
For rock and roll myself, woo! No, I don't know. I think this character is a little bit country. I hate music. Yeah, Marty Robbins is pretty dope.
So you're a fan too?
Dope is definitely something
I always say there's
country
no better
person would
music
say.
to play by the campfire. But truth is, I can listen to Marty just about anywhere.
What's your favorite Marty Robbins song?
My favorite's The Master's Call.
That is
It's
a
got a
good
lot of
one.
sin, but it's also got a lot of soul. I can even sing it for you, so long as you promise to keep the matches from your ears. Be a shame if I burned them.
Let's ask her like one more question, and then I'm
Alright.
gonna call it.
What do you want?
Because otherwise, I want to keep this video from being a little too long. What sort of things do you find funny?
Well, I got a real plain sense of humor. Most of the jokes I like are the kind that makes other folks cringe.
Really? Give me an example.
Okay, how's this? What's a Brahmin's favorite drink?
I don't know.
Moo
I
Coca-Cola.
could have figured that out. Ugh. Promise me you'll never tell a joke again. Well, your jokes are better than mine, Hope. I'll tell you that much. Great joke. It was all missing was a drum and a... Great joke. All it was missing was the drum and a snare.
Well, you could always slap your knees. That usually gets the point across. Or you could just, laugh.
What sort of things do you not find funny?
That's an easy one. I don't like jokes that are mean.
Well,
The world would be a lot better place if we stopped picking on people
been
and
a
learned to
good
laugh at ourselves.
partnership while it lasted. So I should wallow in a prison of self-loathing. Got it. Well, worked out for me so far.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. And I'd say the last thing you're lacking in is self-esteem. That's what I like about you.
You don't know me very
Both
well.
got our ways. And while we may be 2 caps short of a 6-pack, somehow we managed to make change.
All right, well, so that is Hope Lies. That is the quest. It is a great little quest. There is a lot to love about it. I
They
love
say
the...
old Doc Mitchell can patch a stinger.
Oh,
on the beef.
man. Hope, I'm
Most
trying to
folks
sing
just
your
wonder about the
praises.
guy
I'm
who
trying to
got
tell the
stoned.
people how great your mod is and your story, and you're just cutting in. And okay, I love the sort of ambiguous nature of like the vision. I love the sort of themes of it, and I love... So look, I'm going to keep this brief. All right, I would love to say more, but yeah, it's been a weird morning. We're going to keep Hope around for the next couple episodes. We'll talk to her more throughout that. Yeah, I just want to say shout out to Kris Takahashi. Hope you're doing good work at Bethesda. Hope it's going well. Please save us. You're our last hope. Hope lies in you, Kris Takahashi. Hope lies in you. Thanks for all the work you've done.
Good Springs. I like the name.
I don't
I'd
hope.
say you can't
This
see
is
the
a
springs
horrible,
aren't
evil
good by the
place. The
looking at
devil
it.
himself lives
But I
here.
like a
He
little bit of
vacations here.
optimism.
He's up on the hill. He's crashing the game. He's turning the clouds into circles. Goodbye, everybody. See you next time.